Good morning, students. So today again we take here, look at here the polar and non-polar what dielectric medium. Maybe you remind that in my first class or in the second class, I already defined you that key in between the two parallel plates we can insert some medium. Is it right? जैसे हमने capacitance in the capacitance topic, right, we have already defined that कि in between the two parallel plates there is air, and when there is air we got the capacitance formula. C is equal to epsilon naught A by D. Is it right? Where D is the distance between the two plates, A हो गया तुम्हारा एरिया एंड एप्सिलॉन नॉट इज द व्हाट द मीडियम, जैसे मैंने बोला था. नाउ दैट मीन्स there are three factors which can be responsible for changing the capacitance. Is it right? कौन हो गया? The medium. Is it right? Area and distance. About the distance and area, चलो समझ में आ गया. They are inversely distance और area के साथ proportionally depend कर रहे हैं. लेकिन how the medium are going to be differ? Yes. Now we'll find that today we'll discuss that key in between the two parallel plates, if I'll insert some medium like dielectric. If dielectric medium will insert, then the capacitance value is going to be increases. Matlab, the capacitance value increases means we can store more what charges. If we can store more charges, that means we can maintain more potential between the two plates, and etc. We'll talk later on. Is it right? So let me discuss first. So before that, let me again utilize the topic or dialectic mediums, है ना? मतलब dialectic medium को फिर से हम लोग बताना चाहेंगे. Now the case is this, in board examination they have already asked about this polar and non-polar. इसका मतलब है कि dialectic mediums are of two types. One is polar, another is non-polar. And what are the types of question they may ask? Is it right? The types of question is, how can we define this polar and non-polar? First of all, let me define you once again कि dielectric means insulator, not a conductor. Is it clear? It means we are going to discuss about the molecules. Simple. Is it right? And inside the molecules there is a positive and negative ions. Okay. Let me take first the what? Non-polar. Is it right? If I'll take non-polar, so this is a non-polar molecules. Let me consider example. Let me take carbon dioxide, CO2. Is it right? If I'll take example of carbon dioxide, CO2, then here let me draw first some molecules. Is it right? This is about the non-polar. What happened in the non-polar? There is a positive and negative ions. So let me take dot as a negative and for positive as plus. Is it right? Or यहाँ दिखा नहीं सकते negative को, तो so let me here. So in the non-polar molecules, positive and negative ions are coincide with each other until and unless जब तक मैं इस non-polar को किसी field के अंदर insert ना कर दूं. This is outside the field. So let me take here electric field को मैं यहाँ पे 0 मान लेता हूँ. Is it clear? Now what happened here? Positive and negative ions are here. Positive and negative ions. Positive and what? Negative ions. देखो इसके अंदर हो गया. Is it clear? Okay. Now we'll add this one. Now they are coincide. Is it right? Means they are in a point. So what happened? Now let me insert this non-polar molecules inside the field. Inside the field means, suppose there is a plate of positive charges and there is a plate of negative charges. Then what happened here? Positive is try to attract toward the negative. ये molecules हो गए. And negative will go try to toward the positive side. Now look at here. This is positive and this is negative. This is positive, this is negative, this is positive and this is negative. Now the alignment are in the directions. Negative की तरफ जा रहा है positive and negative positive की तरफ. Is it right? So you know this alignment is known as polarization. Yes. Sometimes we can write polarization SATI1, no problem. Is it right? So this process is known as what? Polarization. Is it clear? Yes. So student, please write down the definition of the polarization, right? So here I observe that most of the students are not following the videos, right? So better है आज मैं लिखाऊंगा नहीं, please write. Is it right? So what is the meaning of polarizations? So polarization means when some of the particles of molecules of either polar or non-polar, once again, particles of the molecules of polar and non-polar molecules are aligned toward the negative and positive of electric field and they are limited by strong restoring force. बाहर नहीं निकलता है, they are limited by strong restoring force. Is it right? So you can write down the particles of the molecules of polar and non-polar molecules are try to align toward the what? Negative and positive of the electric field, and but they are limited by the strong restoring force known as polarization. तो इस प्रोसेस को हम लोग बोलते हैं पोलराइजेशन, जो नेगेटिव की तरफ और पॉजिटिव की तरफ जाने की कोशिश करता है. इज इट राइट? और एक अलाइनमेंट बनाते हैं. इज इट राइट? सो यस, पोलराइजेशन विल टेक्स प्लेस इन नॉट ओनली इन द नॉन पोलर, पोलर में भी होता है. ठीक है, बट नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस अबाउट द नॉन पोलर. एग्जांपल्स भी दे दिया. मोस्टली द एग्जांपल्स दे नेवर आस्क. अगर पूछ लिया था तो एक दो एग्जांपल्स तुम नोट कर लेना. इज इट क्लियर? Now what happened here? The electric field. Is it right? So you can see there is an also electric field. यानी कि अंदर में भी हो रहा है. देखो पॉजिटिव से नेगेटिव की तरफ there is an electric field. Let me write here. It is E dash. Is it right? This is also E dash. And if I'll add all the electric field, definitely I have to add all the E dash. But inside the dielectric medium, electric field is from what? From positive molecules toward the negative molecules, where this is the electric field which is in the outside, that is in the air, है ना? इसलिए मैंने इसमें लिखा है E naught. Definitely E naught is greater than that addition of all the electric fields. Is it right? So overall the alignment of the electric field is also toward the direction of E naught. Okay. Now in the polar and non-polar का तो ये कहानी हो गया. Is it right? Now let me talk about the polar. Is it right? So once again, this is the polar molecules. In the polar molecules, what happened here? When there is no electric field, positive and negatives are already aligned in a what? In a small distances. But the alignment is not fixed. Maybe either positive and negative. Look at here. Alignment सही नहीं है ना? Some are here, some are there. Is it right? So overall the net electric field is 0. Why we take net electric field inside the dielectric medium is 0? Is it right? In the previous also it was 0. अभी भी 0 है. क्यों 0 है? Because if I take this electric field, suppose इसका electric field जो है तुम्हारा इस direction में जा रहा है A dash, और इसका electric field suppose इस direction में जा रहा है, so we can say the net is 0. So overall average we assume that it is 0. And in the previous of non-polar, so already they are aligned in a same place, so I think it is 0 already. Is it clear? Now what happens when the electric field is there? जब electric field रहेगा तो क्या होगा? They are again the alignment will be like this. The process is known as what? Polarization. Is it right? Example you can take. water, H2O. H2 is the best example. So they in the board there the question was क्वेश्चन क्या पूछा गया था? क्वेश्चन पूछा गया था कि इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड, is it right? Individual electric field of the molecule is there, positive to negative, E dash is there, but overall is zero. But in the non-polar, they are already aligned in this point. So individual was also zero and overall is also zero. यहाँ पे no, they have some electric field. Is it right? It is not zero. Now choice is yours. You can take either polar or non-polar, and now utilize inside the capacitance plate, and its value will be increases definitely. Is it clear? Yes. After knowing the topic polarization, now let me clear you this. This is one of the plate. Is it right? Having definitely positive, and this is what the negative plate. Is it clear? And once again, you know well, between them electric field is E naught. Electric field बीच में तुम्हारा now we are going to find out the अगर मान लो if I'll insert, is it right? Insert not, अब एयर नहीं है, इन दोनों के बीच में एक dielectric medium जिसका constant value k है. Already we have done this in the first class or second class. Is it right? Dielectric medium. So how we write this? तो एक ही चीज पता है हमको, है ना? Since we know, हमको तो एक ही चीज पता है. Since we know capacitance C, let me write C is equal to what? इसके बारे में, that is Q by V. Is it right? Only one thing we know. ये हमने previous last class में किया था. C is equal to Q by V. After that, let me find what is the potential. Where here potential is written as electric field, है ना? Electric field and the distance, है ना? Into distance. चलो ठीक है. Now electric field. What do you write electric field? Definitely I will write it is E naught, है ना? If I write E naught is okay, no problem. E naught भी हम यहाँ पे use कर सकते हैं. Is it right? Here it is E naught into the distance. Distance is what? The D. Is it clear? Clear it is? Distance is D. Now when we write this E naught, it's simply clear that E naught stand for that E naught. Is it right? E naught. That is electric field in air. Air को हम लोग denote करते हैं ना? But you know, in between there is a medium. So definitely I will not write E naught. I will say electric field of this. Is it clear? Where electric field of the dielectric medium. So electric field of the dielectric medium is, suppose here let me write, it is E. Electric field, है ना? तो मैं E naught तो नहीं लिखूंगा. I will write only the E. And then what is E? E is the electric field in what? Dielectric. So I think it's very simple to clarify you. Is it right? For the dielectric medium. Clear? Okay. Now after that, once again, how we define this? Because I know that E naught is equal to sigma by epsilon naught, where E is not equal to sigma. E को हम लोग sigma by epsilon naught नहीं लिख सकते. I have to write what? E is equal to, clear? So for that, I know that E naught. So इसको clear करने के लिए, now look at here. If you know that, if I write इसका क्राइटेरिया लिख लेते हैं इसमें, right? If I write it is E naught by E, then what is the meaning of here E naught by E? E naught, you know that 1 by epsilon naught will become, is it right? And here if I write epsilon naught, that means 1 by epsilon naught will be down, and इसका आ जाएगा epsilon, it will be up. So it means epsilon by epsilon naught. And you know well what is epsilon by epsilon naught. It is known as what? K. Is it clear? It is K. So I think if I require this too, तो मेरे ख्याल से E को हम लोग लिख सकते हैं what? It is E naught by K and D. Is it right? Where this E naught is equal to sigma by epsilon naught. Is it clear? This is the required term. Now sigma can be written as what? Sigma is equal to charge by area, epsilon naught K and D, and this is the second equation 2. Now let me put this value in the equation number 1 में इसको डाल देते हैं इसमें, right? So let me remove this once again. If I'll put the value in the equation number 1, therefore equation 1 becomes, is it right? Equation 1 becomes C is equal to Q by V, where V is Q A epsilon naught. I think K is there already. Yeah, K and D cancel. Is it right? So I think your formula becomes C is equal to epsilon naught A by D, and here it is K. जरा गौर से देखो इसमें, right? So this is the formula.